Hello everyone. Welcome back to Monkey League. Today we have quite the matchup. Ruihang and Matty Inaba. Classic match. They faced in season 4. I believe that was actually Ruihang's first match in Monkey League. Which part of the audio is too loud? Music? Oh. Gotcha. Sorry about that. Hope that's better. Hello everyone. Thank you for subscribing with Prime. 5 months. That's dedication. Okay. So they're starting in 5 minutes. .7. That's not the first 3 Matty's gotten. I'm telling you, Matty is locked in today. He was not pleased with his last performance, and he knows he has to bring it against Ruihang. These two are some of the fastest turners in the world. This is going to be a spectacle. Wow. Okay, double checking everything's working. Hello everyone. We have a double header for you tonight. 2 Monkey League matches back to back. First will be Ruihang versus Matty, and after that we'll have Jalkin versus Luke. Wow, look at that DPS by Ruihang. What is this, bro? Oh my. We are in for a treat tonight. Wow. Dude, that last song was so clean. I mean, these are... quite some warm-up songs. Match after this is Jalkin versus Luke. It starts an hour and a half from now. So we'll have a small break. But yeah. Okay. I honestly don't know who's going to win this match. Usually, there's a clear favorite. Now this one, I don't know who the favorite is. I guess Ruihang, but it's very close. It'll depend who brings their best form today. Wow. Okay. Here we go. New scramble is posted. Ruihang and Matty Hiroto Inaba are set to go head-to-head in this best of 5 sets of first to 3 solves. Ruihang just woke up, and Matty's about to go to sleep. This China versus USA match is one of the most difficult for the time zones. And Ruihang chose to start first. Shaking his head. Looks like he's having some difficulty. Wow, the turning is so fast, but the solution was so indecisive. That's amazing. A 536. That solve was all over the place, but he made up for it with pure turn speed. He puts the pressure on immediately. He is disappointed because the start of that solve, the solution wasn't great, and he was very indecisive about the cross. Matty is color neutral, which could prove to be a massive advantage on the scramble. And he does a different cross color. He's a bit locky, but the solution is very efficient. A 482, decisively taking the first solve. And we're going to see the difference here. Color neutral versus white-yellow. Matty was very unhappy with his solving last match. And let's remember, the 536 there was not good for Ruihang. It's ridiculous. That was very nice. And now Matty starting. Oh no, that's a huge lockup there on that pair. And he messed, okay, he saw one look last layer, 636. A very shaky solve for Matty, leaving the door open for Ruihang to get in this match. Sometimes it might not be worth going for the one look last layer. Ruihang's looking all over the place. That's a very nice start. Turning is fast. Terrible last layer cases. What was that? A 552 taking the solve. Man, those are some terrible cases. Wow, what an F2L. A very nice first two pair. Wow, the last layer is insane, a 457! Ruihang never fails to amaze with the turn speed and a fist bump. A very nice solution to the first two pairs. And he just translated that into a fantastic solve. And now Matty will have to bring a 456 or better. This does look like a good scramble. And Matty also doing white, but locking up on the F2L. He's also fast, but a 613, and Ruihang takes a 2-1 lead. So Matty started great, but those last two solves were very shaky. You can feel the tension. These two competitors are so evenly matched. Bad solves will be punished. And that's a beautiful F2L and a nice OLL skip. 475. Matty with some fancy tricks there to force the OLL skip, and a beautiful F2L preceded it. And Ruihang shaking his head. The pressure's on. A 474. Can he channel Matt's Volk? Oh, a huge fumble on the pickup. The turning is good, but this solution is just way too inefficient. It fell apart there at the end, and Matty ties the set 2-2. Ruihang trying to wake up here. Fantastic. A bit lucky on the fourth pair and a bit lucky on the PLO. Ruihang has such high standards. That's a 554, and Matty will need a 553 to win the first set. Competitors are using the same cube cover. Can they find a similar level? Here goes Matty. Ruihang waiting. Matty's lucky on the pickup. What happened there? The F2L fell apart, and Ruihang takes the first set 3-2. Matty with 2 4s, 2 6s, and an 8. Ruihang with 3 5s, a 4, and a 6. So both competitors a bit shaky. Okay, here we go. New scramble is posted. Matty with some nice warm-up solves, but he needs to translate it into the match. This looks like a good scramble. Very good for white. Could be seeing some fast times on this one. And Matty will start this set. Matty typically inspects quickly. Was it a good inspection? 534. That was a cleaner solve. He'll still want to do better, and Ruihang was a bit shaky as well in the first set. And see what he can do. This is a good scramble for white. At least the cross is easy. The first pair or two might not be. And wow, the X cross is fast, but a huge pause before the OLL and a 553. And Matty takes the lead. I think both competitors are still warming up. Looks like Ruihang has a miss scramble. Okay, that's a very nice start for Ruihang, but he's so pausey. His look ahead is not there today, and that's a lucky last layer, a 537, but the rest of the solve wasn't great. He got lucky with the last layer case.
Is it correct?
Hello, Matty. Can you not hear Carter? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it seems like Matty lost connection to the Discord for some reason. He didn't hear that his solve was correct. Okay.
Alright.
This is a big solve for Matty. Potential to go up 2-0. That's such a clean start. But he's so locky on the turning. What happened? A 575. Matty keeps locking up on his solves. And Ruihang ties up the set. Now this is a tight match. Neither competitor has really shown superiority. Ruihang has been more consistent, but it's been close. Looks like we missed a solve. That's not good. Okay, and Ruihang takes the lead in the set. Wow. Ruihang's turning to start the solve is so fast, and a 471, he just didn't let up. And now Matty will need a 470 to stay in this set. Ruihang is turning up the speed. Will Matty get left behind? Or will he lock in and clutch this solve? This is to stay in the set. It's efficient, but the turning is so locky, and the last layer case is not great. A 618, and Ruihang easily takes the set 3-1. Here's Ruihang inspecting with a 2-0 lead in the sets. Ruihang quite indecisive about this scramble. And a huge lockup on the pickup. But the turning is so ridiculously fast, a 542. The efficiency wasn't there on the F2L, but the turning is so clean, and that seems to be the difference in this match. Matty's turning has been locky. Let's see if he can clean it up here. He can definitely beat a 542, but he needs to lock in. This is nice. Smooth 494. Matty takes it. That was a clutch solve. Let's see if he can keep it up. There's actually a judge checking the scramble. You can check the scrambles yourself. If you go to monkeyleague.org, you can see the draw scramble on there. Now he's a bit locky again, but it's so efficient. No ZB though. Lockups through the entire last layer. What happened? He was stalling out on that solve, leaving the door wide open for Ruihang to tie up the set. And Matty just keeps throwing away solves. He has good solutions, but the execution is bad, and Ruihang is like the opposite. Well, that was a good solution, and great turning, a 459! Ruihang ties up the set. Ruihang has not stopped shaking his head all day, but his solves have been good. Again. Wow, what a quick start to the F2L. Beautiful, 476, and he's disappointed. Amazing solve. Maybe he had potential there that he's upset that he missed, and we'll see what Matty can do. Matty lock in here, finally find some clean turning. He needs it. Wow, this is nice. Beautiful. Oh, but a lockup on the PLL costs him a 520, and Ruihang takes a 2-1 lead. And it's now match point. That was so close. He was on good pace, but the end just didn't finish fast enough. And now Matty will start. This will be match point, and Ruihang will know what he has to beat on the match point. Ruihang is on fire.
It might be me.
Very clean F2L and a clean last layer, a 503. Finally, Matty finds his clean turning. But will it be enough? Can Ruihang beat this 503? Matty found a good solve there. But Ruihang has a chance here to take the match with a 502 or better. Matty put forward his best effort. Will it be enough? Can Ruihang lock in? Oh, he's so locky on the start. And the turning is bad. The pressure of the moment got to Ruihang, and a 6 flat. Matty ties up the set. Still in it. It seems like the pressure of the moment got a bit in his head. But he'll have another match point here if he can lock in.
Oh my god.
Matty with a misscramble. That's tough. Competitors are required to use a second cube if they misscramble, which may not be ideal. And Ruihang will start. Setting down the cube, an unusual inspection technique. Will it be enough? And that's a very nice start. What fast turning, insane 447. Oh, what a finish. A beautiful solve by Ruihang. And Matty needs a 446 to stay in this match. This would be a clutch solve, all right. Matty is fast. Oh, but that's a fumble. And that's the match. Matty with a 583, and Ruihang wins the match 3-0, taking the final set 3-2. What a performance by Ruihang. A 476 median in the final set to take it. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can we start with Ruihang? I'd like to hear his thoughts on his performance today. Yeah, we can. Yeah. Hello? Yeah, could you ask Ruihang how he felt about his performance today?
I think I did very well and very lucky on some songs. Even though scrambles are not fit for me.
Okay. And Matty, how did you feel about your performance today?
I mean, not the best, but could be worse. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun match. Ruihang is first Chinese cuber that's ever been my friend, pretty much, in like COVID times. So yeah, it's good to finally compete against him again.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask Ruihang. did not hear Ruihang do the sound. Okay, yeah, we'll fix that in here. Could you ask Ruihang what his goals are for this season of Monkey League? And then Matty, could you stop turning? Please?
徐航，你对于本赛季的比赛有什么目标吗？就是这个 monkeyleague 的比赛。
Actually, I don't have any goals, but enjoy my every competition. Yeah.
Cool. Is there anyone you're looking forward to competing in particular?
Cool. Is there anyone you're looking forward to competing in particular? 你有没有特别想和谁比赛？
我没有特别想和哪个人比赛，但是，我期待和每个人的，我期待和所有人都能比出我自己该有的水平。
Okay, he's not looking forward to anyone particularly, but he hopes to see and performing his best wherever he may.
Okay, well, I think that's all. Thank you both for the match. The audio is a bit scuffed on the interview, but hopefully we'll figure it out in post. Yeah. See y'all later. Thank you, Matty. Thank you, Ruihang.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
好的，结束了。you